Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And hello again, people. Hello and Merry Christmas. Yes, I know, it's the 27th of December, which means that we're one day past Boxing Day, which means that lots of people are back at work. Christmas Day is a holiday, and the day after Christmas Day, Boxing Day, is also normally a holiday for most people. And what about the day before Christmas? What about Christmas Eve? Well, for most people, Christmas Eve isn't a holiday, but a lot of people don't work too late on Christmas Eve. A lot of workplaces finish work early on Christmas Eve, so that everyone can go home early and wrap their presents or start cooking or have some eggnog. So, most people work on Christmas Eve, but they finish work early. The boss lets everyone go home early. Some people go home and start cooking. Some people go home and wrap presents in nice paper. And some people rush out to the shops and do their last-minute shopping. All right. We know that Christmas Day and Boxing Day are normally holidays for most people. But for people like policemen and firemen, possibly these days aren't a holiday. Some other people get paid extra money to work on Boxing Day, for example. These people who work on Boxing Day, normally get 2 or 3 times their normal work rate. If they get paid 2 times as much as normal, if they get 200% of their normal rate of pay, we call this double time. And if they get 300%, 3 times as much as usual, we call this triple time. Double is an adjective which means that this thing has a connection to the number 2. In this case, it means that this thing has got 2 times, twice as much as normal. It's the same thing we often hear with drinks. People will sometimes ask for a double whiskey, for example, which means that they'd like twice the normal amount. They'd like 2 whiskeys in 1 glass. Triple is the same idea. Triple is an adjective which means there's a connection to the idea of 3. Perhaps someone's had a very bad week, and so they ask the barman for a triple rum or something. 3 times the normal amount of rum in 1 glass. Last night, I had a triple eggnog snowball. Woo-hoo. After that, there was some crazy dancing. Crazy times. All right, let's just try to forget about last night, shall we? I mean, we don't have to forget about the eggnog. A triple snowball eggnog is a wonderful drink. But, well, it's the dancing that came afterwards. That was, as you saw, pretty embarrassing. So, let's move on. All right, so what were we doing yesterday? What did we see yesterday? What were we looking at the last time we met? Oh, yes, of course. I know. We were listening to a song, weren't we? Yes, that's right. We were listening to a song sung by Chris Isaak, weren't we? Yes. And the song was starting to turn towards the dark side, wasn't it? Just like in that famous film. You know, the one with Gareth Vader and his son, Phil? What was the title of that film again? Moon Battles or something like that. I've got a copy of that famous line. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the original version, but I did manage to find the North Korean version.
慢着！这独眼有何本事，能拿着20两？
这是我家的剑道教头。
不才张家人，想与这独眼一决高下， 望严大人成全。
我倒也想见识见识。
何必呢？若是送了性命，
哈哈哈！好，生死有命，我还怕你不成？
All right, well, that was just like the original, wasn't it? Yes, sort of. All right, so what was I talking? Oh yes, the song that Chris was singing. The song started out okay, but then the song turned to the dark side, didn't it? Yes. Things started to get a bit dark. The storm clouds started to gather, and Chris started to be all depressed and blue. He didn't have any heating, and he was sitting in a horrible flat watching James Stewart on TV, looking out of the window to where his wife or girlfriend or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, we don't know, was. We learned that although Chris said that he was 1 million miles away, he wasn't really 1 million miles away. No. When he said that, or rather when he sang that, he was exaggerating. He was saying a large number for dramatic reasons. It's something we all do. We exaggerate to give drama to our sentences. If your mum tells you to tidy your room, for example, and you don't tidy your room, then she tells you to tidy your room again and again. You don't tidy your room. Then when she gets angry, she'll tell you to tidy your room like this. I've told you 1,000,000 times to tidy your room today. Now, you know, and I know, and your mum knows that she hasn't actually told you to tidy your room 1,000,000 times today. She's exaggerating to make it sound more dramatic. That's all. And that's what Chris is doing. He's exaggerating. When he sings Merry Christmas from 1,000,000 miles away, he's not actually 1,000,000 miles away. For one thing, if he was 1,000,000 miles away, we wouldn't be able to hear him, would we? No. Or maybe with Bluetooth. No. So, he's exaggerating. He's being dramatic. Okay. Now, in the next line, we heard where his girlfriend, wife, or ex-girlfriend or ex-wife actually is. She's in their old house. So she's not 1,000,000 miles from him, and he's not 1,000,000 miles from her. She's in the house they used to share, and he's in a horrible cold flat. Now, possibly she's his girlfriend. Possibly she's his wife. But as you've heard me say several times, it's also possible that she's his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend. When we use ex, what are we using? Well, think about it. Where do we put these two letters when we use them? Yes, that's right. They go at the front of another word, which means what? Yes, correct. We're using a prefix. Just like the prefix anti, meaning against, ex is another prefix. And the prefix ex has got more than one meaning, but most of the time, and in this case, we use it to make nouns which show a former situation, to show nouns which show which something used to be or someone used to be but isn't anymore. This person or place was something in the past, but now they're not. It's not. This is something that they used to be, something that they once were, but now they're not. Think about the presidents of the USA. Now the president is President Trump, but we all know the names of older presidents too. People who used to be president of the USA, but they're not anymore. Kennedy, Nixon, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton. These are the names of some ex-presidents of the USA. They used to be president, but now they're not. The same is true of many other things. Someone who is in prison is a prisoner, but when they are released, then they're an ex-prisoner. When a footballer stops playing football, you can say that they're an ex-footballer. My mum and dad aren't married anymore, They got divorced a long time ago. This means that they are now not husband and wife, but ex-husband and ex-wife. The same is also true of girlfriends and boyfriends. You start going out with someone, but then you might break up with that person. You decide that you don't want that person to be your girlfriend or boyfriend anymore. Now we can say that that person is your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. And the same is true of Chris and the woman he's singing about. We don't know if they used to be married or if they were boyfriend and girlfriend. What we do know is that now they're not together. Now they're separated. He's in a cold flat, watching Christmas films on TV, and she's in the house they used to share with her new man. As Chris sang, but you're really not that far in our old house with his new car.
But you're really not that far in our old house with his new car. So Merry Christmas from 1,000,000 miles away. Merry Christmas, baby.
Okay, so dance break over. The guitar solo from Mr. Yatovitz has finished, and it's time for us to get back to listening to Chris again. And what's he saying now?
The movie's over, the credits roll, but I got no place left to go. So Merry Christmas from 1,000,000 miles away.
All right. Well, these lines are different, aren't they? Yes, this is new information. And no, it's not very positive, is it? No, unfortunately, things aren't improving for Chris. This isn't one of those songs where the girl comes back and everything is happy and groovy. Nope. This is another blues song, but this time it's a bit faster. Elvis's song was blue and slow. And this one is blue, yes, but we can dance to it, and that's positive. So, what's Chris saying about the situation now? Well, the film's finished, but we knew that would happen. I mean, when Chris was singing about the film earlier, he told us that it was near the end. And unfortunately, our lesson has also finished. Well, almost. Yes. It's that time again. The end of the lesson has come around and it's time for us to leave Chris for the afternoon. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow and we'll pick up where we left off. So hurry back to the kitchen and dig out some food. Get some food, some Christmas leftovers. And then, well, I'll leave it up to you. It's your choice, either a coffee or a tea, or if you're feeling adventurous, an eggnog snowball with some lime juice. Okay, people, remember to not eat too much. Nobody wants indigestion, do they? No, of course not. But snowballs made with eggnog and lime? Well, everyone wants one or two of those, don't they? Of course they do. But as I said, this is your choice. So take your pick. Coffee, tea, or a snowball. I know what I'm going to have, and no, it's not coffee or tea. Okay, people. It's time for us to leave you for the day, but we'll see you all here for Thursday's lesson tomorrow. See you all later. Have fun. Oh, and don't forget, www.mediaclick.hu. That's click with 2 Ks. K-L-I-K-K. See you later. Bye.